Hola a todos, bienvenidos. Les agradecemos que nos hayan acompañado a la sesión con Goldsmiths. Si tienen alguna pregunta, les agradecemos que la puedan dejar en el chat y al final vamos a dar un tiempo para que podamos responderlas. Yo soy Liliana de Innovative Education y estamos aquí con Jonathan para que nos va a dar una introducción a Goldsmiths. Y bien, comenzamos.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for this evening's session, which is an introduction to Goldsmiths, University of London. My name is Jonathan Moore, and I'm the International Partnerships Manager at Goldsmiths. I'm responsible for students who come to study with us from Mexico and the Americas region. The session tonight will give you an introduction to the university, some of the programs that we have, as well as the entry requirements and things that you would need to apply to Goldsmiths. So we'll first off just start with an image of one of our main faculty buildings. That's the Department of Art at Goldsmiths. And Goldsmiths was actually founded in 1891. It was part of the University of London since 1904. The University of London encompasses other institutions such as University College London, King's College London, and the London School of Economics. We've been consistently ranked high in different world rankings, and we are the 60th most international university in the world according to the QS ranking system, and we're in the UK's top 25 for the quality of the research that we do. And that really has an impact on you as a student because you'll come into contact with some of the leading academics in the world who are doing their own research into topics you are interested in. That research is then passed directly to you as the student and will inspire you to go on and do your own research. We've been voted one of the UK's top creative and political universities by students, and also London has been voted the best university city in the UK. So it's a great place to come and get an education. This is the Goldsmiths campus. So Goldsmiths is located in South East London in Zone 2 on a single site campus, which means all of the teaching and learning facilities are in one place. We're located very close to the main city and just a short train ride of around 7 minutes from New Cross, which is where the university is, to London Bridge and all of the sights, sounds, museums and things the city has to offer as well. This puts it into perspective and you're able to see where Goldsmiths is located in relation to some of London's most famous monuments. So you can see the London Eye there, Big Ben and Buckingham Palace are marked on the map, and so you're within easy reach of all of the things the city has to offer. London really is a 24-hour city. And so you're able to navigate quite easily from the university to anywhere that you may wish to go, either for academic or cultural engagement or for socializing and nightlife as well. These are some of the most famous sights and sounds of London. So as you can see, Tower Bridge and the Shard, some of our most famous monuments. London has a very vibrant and young scene in the east, which is where Goldsmiths is located. So the Shoreditch area is very popular amongst our students to go and to socialise and to meet different people from all over the world. This image is just of Goldsmiths as well. So we really have some very modern facilities on campus, particularly for our media and communication students who have access to a film studio and a TV recording studio, as well as some very modern digital media facilities. But it also mixes with the tradition of the institution and the main Richard Hoggett building, where most of our student services are located. We have a very active careers service and a space that students can engage with them from their first day at university, either to find part-time work. As an international student, you're able to study up to 20 hours per week as part of your visa to earn some extra money. But they'll also help you throughout your time on your degree and for up to 3 years after you graduate as well. So they'll do things with you like practice interviews, and also to help you with your CV, so that when you go into the workplace, you're able to use those skills and hopefully get a really great job. Goldsmiths has some excellent academics, and 10 of our subject areas are in the world's elite. So anthropology, art and design, communication and media, computer science, English language and literature, the performing arts, psychology and sociology, again ranked by the QS World University Rankings by subject in the top in the world. Our media and communication department is number 9, 12 for art and design, and our performing arts, such as theatre and performance, is in the world's top 30. Guardian also has us as 3rd in the UK for design, 6th for art, and 11th for our anthropology programmes. So we really are one of the UK's top universities. This gives you an overview of all of the departments that we have. So altogether we have 18 departments that students can apply for. Degrees in the UK are 3 years in general for undergraduate degrees, unless you need a bridging programme or a foundation. And our master's degrees are 1 year long in general, although we do have 2 exceptions, one in design and one in art, which are 15 months. In order to enter the university, there are several routes. So if you're coming from high school and you've done the Mexican system of education, you would need to undertake an International Foundation Certificate. This is because the education system in Mexico is 1 year less than what the UK has. And so in order to bring students to the required level for a degree, then they would need to study for 1 year on one of these foundation certificates. This will help you develop your English language skills, help you familiarise yourself with the UK university system, but also give you extra academic knowledge in your chosen pathway. So for example, if you want to come and study media and communications with us at undergraduate level, then you may be required to do a media and communications foundation certificate. And provided you achieve 50% pass mark, then you're guaranteed progression onto the 3-year bachelor or undergraduate degree program. All students, regardless of where they come from, are also required, if they wish to study fine art, to do an extension degree. So again, it's similar to the International Foundation Certificate, but it's specifically for students who wish to go into art practice. So again, a 1 year long program, and the university has its own for international students. And this is an introduction to the Bachelor's in Fine Art. This includes very small one-to-one group tuition and in small teaching groups as well. For students that meet the entry requirements, but perhaps that don't have the required level of English, then Goldsmiths offers 5 to 12 week long pre-sessional English courses, which bring students up to the level to which is required for the programs that they've applied to. This is purely academic and does English and does not include any kind of subject content, but it's just for students who need to become more familiar with the language before they begin their degree. If you're interested in applying for an undergraduate program, then the way you do that is through the University College and Admission Service, or UCAS, and you apply generally up to 12 months before you wish to enter the degree. There is an application deadline of the 15th of January for UK students. Some degrees are quite flexible with this, although we do advise that you apply in line with this date so that you have the same opportunity as any UK student applying for our degrees as well. And for those programs that have extra requirements, such as an interview or an audition or a submission of a portfolio, then this gives us time to review that and perhaps make a decision as well. We do recommend you apply as early as possible, and you're asked to include a personal essay or a personal statement which outlines your interest in the programme and the subject area in general. Be aware that this personal statement is sent to all of your choices, and so you don't need to make it specific to one university. Please make it quite general and talk about why you would like to study that subject in the UK. Our art and design programs require a portfolio, However, these can be submitted online, and details of this will be shared with you once you've applied. Our institution code is G56, and our institution name is Gold. The entry requirements for our undergraduate program for direct entry, for example, if you've undertaken the International Baccalaureate or A-levels, the International Baccalaureate we ask for between 33 and 35 points, and for A-levels the general entry requirements are 2 A's and a B to 3 B's. Postgraduate level, if you've studied a Mexican bachelor's or undergraduate degree, then we generally look for 8 out of 10, although we will also consider students who've perhaps got slightly lower than this if they can demonstrate a strong interest in the program. For application to our postgraduate programs, this can be done through Innova Education, and they can assist you with that. And there is information on the website as well as to how to apply. For students coming to study in the UK and at Goldsmiths, we may require you to do an English language test. And the IELTS academic test is the most widely accepted exam across the UK. For our undergraduate, the level is 6.0 overall, with 6.0 in writing and no element lower than 5.5. So your speaking, listening and reading skills must all meet that. And for postgraduate students, it's slightly higher, with 6.5 overall, with 6.5 in writing and no element lower than 6. Although some programs do have slightly different requirements, so please check the exact program to ensure that you know the correct requirement. We unfortunately do not currently accept the TOEFL test. However, we do also accept Cambridge and Pearson as alternatives if you're unable to take an IELTS test. As I mentioned earlier, Goldsmiths is really focused on your career and your future. So we offer support from our Goldsmiths Career Service, and 9 out of 10 of our students go into further work or study when they graduate. Each year we have over 1,400 work placements, and as part of your degree, you may be able to undertake part of your studies in the European Union with our Erasmus Plus scheme. This would allow you to study abroad in Europe for 1 term and undertake either study or a work placement whilst you're there. Some of our recent graduates now work for the BBC, the British Council, Google, Sony, M&C Saatchi, Penguin and the Tate Modern. And London itself affords you lots of opportunities to gain work experience. Goldsmiths has a proud history. We've had 55 presidents and prime ministers graduate from us, 84 Nobel laureates, 6 Grammy winners, but you're all part of one network. So our alumni team will engage with you once you graduate and keep in touch to know what you're doing and to also provide assistance to other students who are thinking of coming to study at Goldsmiths and to help you once you return to your home country. Steve McQueen, the Oscar-winning filmmaker, is also a graduate of Goldsmiths, although interestingly, he didn't do a degree in filmmaking, he did a degree in fine art. We've also had graduates including the Mercury Prize and Ivor Novello Award winner, James Blake. He works with Beyonce as well. And fashion designers Mary Kwan and Margaret Howe. These are some of our other graduates. And as you can see, we keep in touch with them and engage to ensure that they pass on their experience and skills and to you as a current student. You may be interested in the accommodation that Goldsmiths have, and we have halls on and off campus which are available to students. We guarantee accommodation for all international students for their first year, as long as they apply by the required deadline. These accommodations range between £114 to £300 per week, depending really on what you want from that accommodation. So they will all have shared kitchens. Some will have shared bathrooms, others will have ensuite facilities, and others are as large as a studio apartment. There are, however, alternatives, and it is not a requirement to stay in Goldsmiths accommodation. So some students do choose to privately rent or to do homestay in the UK as well. And there are also some halls of residence where students from other universities live as well. And that's a really great way to make friends. It really is a personal choice, but if you would like any advice, then please speak to Innova or to myself. We'll be happy to advise you on what would work for you. So as you can see, this is the Goldsmiths campus. It's an aerial view of the campus, and it marks on the map where some of our halls of residence are. So we do have some which are located right on the campus itself, some that are located very close by, and others slightly further afield, and they all have different advantages. So it really is a personal choice as to whether you want to be within walking distance of the university, or you'd prefer to be further away and perhaps slightly closer to the city centre. This photograph also demonstrates the rail links which take you right into the city in under 10 minutes. Living costs in London can vary and will really depend on how much you like to spend, but we would advise that you have at least £1,000 per month for food, accommodation, socialising and travel. You also need to factor in living costs such as the National Health Service surcharge, but now this is included in the visa cost and allows you to access the health network across the UK, which is free at point of service. You can work for up to 20 hours per week during term time and full-time during the summer holidays. And this is part of your visa. You can work either on campus or anywhere in the city. It can be related to your degree, or it can be completely non-related. There are also things that will help you save money when you come and study in the UK. And for example, an NUS card, which stands for the National Union of Students, which gives you access to discounts on clothes, food, social activities and travel, not just in London, but across the UK as well. And lots of students like to take advantage of the very good public transport system in the UK, which will connect you with other cities, and also by rail and by air travel to mainland Europe, which is just a short stop. In terms of your personal life, Goldsmiths has plenty of clubs and societies that you're able to join to make new friends and to meet with people outside of your course. Some of these clubs and societies can be political, based around music, faith, or solely academic as well. Some of them can be quite silly, and we also have a chocolate society and a happy, calm knitting society. So there is something for everyone. And the good thing is, if you can't find one that you want to join, all you need is one other person, and the Union of Students at Goldsmiths will help you to establish that. We also have an active athletics union, so if you are sporty and you want to do something like dance, cheerleading, karate, boxing, or football, then you're also able to join those, and they are very active. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation today. My information is on the screen in front of you, and if you have any questions, then please feel free to contact either myself or Innova Education, and we'll be happy to assist you.
Gracias por habernos acompañado a la sesión. Daremos tiempo para que puedan dejarnos sus preguntas en el chat y con gusto podemos resolverlas.